This session, we will be moving forward towards our second lecture. I invite our host coordinator, Professor Mohammad Rizwan Khan, to deliver his lecture titled Recent Initiatives in Training. This lecture is a continuation of his previous lecture. So, sir will be joining in a minute. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Adil. We had a discussion earlier, and we had a discussion earlier about teacher training, and so okay, all right. So we had a session earlier, and where we talked of couple of them. We earlier we talked of in the class when we go for teaching, we should not think of knowledge, applying knowledge, but knowledge. What does it mean? It means that there is a need for training students for rereading the content. And then you can start the lecture. Okay. That is what I think. I don't like, I never say what is a drama, what is poetry, what is the background of the author. I don't talk of all these things because it's available. I think it's irrelevant. So this is what I propagate, that we should not talk of the knowledge because it is available, especially in 21st century. In my time, it was needed because we were dependent on the library system. We could read only that which is available in libraries. And it was a tough time. But that trained us. We knew the library also, because we used to visit the library very often, every day around. And there were a couple of books only. For example, I have to read C.M. Baura's Romantic Imagination. 3 or 4 books are there. And in some of them, the pages are torn. So that was a limitation of the library. Not only Maulana Azad library, all the libraries. Then you cannot issue a couple of books, I mean, more than a couple of books. How many books are for students from library? 4 books? 4, 5 books. But you need more. You cannot issue all the books at the same time. But if you leave the book at the stacks, somebody else will take. So we had certain ideas. We used to put the book in between 2 stacks at the back, hidden. But everybody did that. Then I remember, I'm talking of myself. Then I will take the book and go to Russian stacks or Scandinavian stacks. The stacks which has books on Scandinavia. And I hide the book there. somehow, I mean, something you know, you need to think how to keep the books, I mean, hidden from other friends in the class. So that was it. And if you don't read, you know nothing. So that was a time when knowledge, content was not so easily available. But now everything is available, extra available. But now there is a problem of what to access and how to access. I'm reminded of one of my research scholars. She came with her write-ups, and generally I ask my research scholars to go for plagiarism check, and she got 85% plagiarism. 85% plagiarism. That was rough, but 85% means a lot. So then I checked what is the problem. While I was checking, I saw that many of the content that she had taken for her thesis was not from a reliable source. You understand it? I will tell you what. It was from tiffin.com, www.tiffin.com. Is it a reliable source? Of course not. So that type of source was there in her research, rough draft of her research. So what I'm saying, that when you read, you have to think, okay, whose articles, whose paper I'm going to read. Okay, so that is also very important. That is the problem nowadays. So that was my contention, that when I go to class, I generally don't talk anything basic. Generally, I mean, that's my way to talk of this. So that was the contention here. Then I talked of various aspects of cultural aspects. Some are irritating, some are funny. They make you laugh, but you are not supposed to laugh. Neither you're supposed to be angry. So you have to be very tolerant. This is what I said, that if you keep this in mind, that we have to be very tolerant. That refers to errors, any mistake in writing, and various other aspects, including cultural aspects. So take it from me that you have to be very tolerant. Come here, sit. So, so what I was saying, that we have to take it like this, that I need to be very tolerant to whatever. You have to be very receptive. Okay. Sometimes that is on your nerves also, but then still you have to tolerate. I am reminded of one sessional in 1990s, and all of you know me. I'm like this right from very beginning. I have not changed myself. So I was teaching, and generally I'm not so comfortable in the class. But it does not mean that I am not receptive. Okay. So, so when And in those days, teachers, I'm telling you, that we used to announce the marks after the session. It was not obligatory, but just like that, I used to announce, I used to notify them. And I used to have one class, especially for discussing marks. This is called the best practices, one of the best practices. So I used to do that. And believe me, one student who was couple of times scolded by me in the class, he got the highest marks. So later on, he came to me and he said that I had never expected that I would get the highest marks. So why? Because I don't check the name of the examiner, of the student. I never check their the roll number. I never check their enrollment number. I don't check anything. I just examine. And that is what I have been doing since my day one. That is a practice I have adopted. So the results should be what you write. Okay, that's, you have to tolerate, you have to bear, you have to be receptive, and you don't have to be vindictive by any means. Okay, so that's very important. I wish that you also should practice this, because what I'm saying, it all refers to being tolerant to your attitude, your behavior, everything, the culture, linguistic bias, everything. You are tolerant, then that is the outcome. Okay, so that's what I think that all of us should do. So I give you some examples of this. We often laugh at certain varieties of language. As a teacher, I'm not supposed to laugh, especially in the class or in public. And if it is spontaneous, then you can laugh, no issues. But try to protect yourself from making the mock of any student. Next point, I will tell you that we have to be very receptive to each student of the class. And that is why in my class, I generally engage all of them in writing and in speaking. And you won't believe that often in each semester, I have found one or two students who never speaks in the class and very unimpressive, but he writes like anything. That's very important. So just because of appearance, you are not going to, you are not going to harm anybody being vindictive. So that is the beauty of evaluation system that you do. So a couple of things that I do in my as a teacher, but like I also do. I don't have any favorite. The person who comes to me for project, the first person who comes to me, I say yes. I never go for anybody. But if you have said, yes, sir, I will come and I will do it, and then after that you don't come, I feel bad, at least. And I always say the thing on the face. You like it or lump it, but that's what I do. So I'm not decent so much because you said that you will come and you will do the project with me, and then after that you vanished. And after that you are making stories. I don't believe in that. Okay? So that is another aspect. What I mean that you have to be tough in the class. Okay. So, but anyway, so far as attitude, behavior, linguistic bias, and cultural bias, we need to digest them every time. And I said in the last class that you cannot do it overnight. It is a practice. It should be a part of your personality. It comes over a period of time. Okay, you understand? So, so after that, I discussed with you in the what exactly happens in actual classroom because of various reasons. Because of various reasons, we generally introduce something, we define something, we talk of types and all of this, and then. So I said that you need to think of learner's style. So the aspects that should be done by the students, you should ask the students to do that. And you can, even otherwise, for example, if you think of definition, for example, if you are going to define something, testing or curriculum, material, drama, anything, modernism, postmodernism, anything you decide, you are going to define, you should think of, you ask the students to do. Okay? Ask them to respond to that. And you can develop the definition. Develop the definition. I'm saying there are two ways to define something. One is, as I said, like Newton's third law, fixed. Okay? But after that, you need to give examples. Okay, you know the definition, but do you know the example? You ask the examples in the class. आप बताइए, randomly. And you should interact with each of the students in the class. But that's not possible in one class, but आज हमने इन लोगों से पूछा. Then in the next class I will ask them, then in the next class I will, like that. So I said that whatever the students should do, we should promote that. You will remember that quite often I individually ask some student that, could you please do this in the next class? Chalte hue, can you do that? The idea is that I know I can say everything and like that, but I don't want to do. I forgot to give the assignment in the class. Now what should I do? I will ask Aman, can you do that? And it happens every semester. So what I'm saying that it, it's not necessary that in the class you assign something. Nowadays we have groups. किसी को phone करो. Can you do that? Because when they do, they are benefited. When you do, you are benefited. Simple. So who is the target? Students. They should be benefited. That is what is my contention in this teaching, actual teaching in the class. Then we talked of Bloom's taxonomy. Okay. I said that most of the exam questions, actually, I have already collected some questions from all the faculties at AMU. Medicine, engineering, agriculture, law, all of them have they supplied me question papers. It's with me. And my article is halfway through, but I have not yet published it. Any faculty, any department in any faculty focuses on reading and understand, remember and understand. I have question papers. You can come and check with me. Barring a few questions by some individual teachers who are very rare, they go for another aspect. So we need to think of that. We go to law faculty. There are teachers in law faculty. They should do that. What? No textbook. Use any judgment by some court. Give that in the class. And in that, there are legal languages. Some words will be there, some legal words will be there, some syntax will be there. Okay. So you can frame questions on that. Okay. I told you that in the beginning, they used to give what is CV, what is debate, what is group discussion. This question was given in the very beginning. And I took a decade to make teachers understand that we should ask direct questions. So for that, you give a situation. Give an advertisement from newspaper. That's what we are doing it in compulsory English. What is CV? Anybody can tell you within seconds. But actual thing is designing a CV, writing a covering letter. Recently, I have a sample of a university letter from an assistant registrar, assistant controller to the chairman of some department, not our department. And it's written chairman, department of so and so. Very disrespectful, highly disrespectful. So you can use that as a sample of bad letter. You can give two samples, good letter and bad letter. You understand me? So use such things. That is called authentic material. That is called authentic material. The material that you bring in from your real life. Okay. So what I said that you should think of adopting application, analyzing, evaluation, and creation. Creation is innovation. Because being innovative is very important. We need to be innovative in our actual life. When I was chairman, I was after being innovative practices. We rehashed the whole syllabus like anything, future. And we discussed, quite often we discussed it. And we made them understand what exactly I'm doing. So rehashing the syllabus and various other aspects. Till date, we are having a discussion on the length of the syllabus. Till date, it is there. I don't feel bad about it, but I want to make them understand that a syllabus, which is an official document, which is displayed on website, should not be disturbed. What the teachers can do, they can develop a working syllabus for each semester. 10 नॉवेल है, 5 इस सेमेस्टर में पढ़ा लेंगे, 5 25 26 में पढ़ाएंगे, फिर 26 27 में some other I will teach. That is the meaning of working syllabus. Any problem? There is no problem as long as you ask questions on what you have taught. Simple. And nowadays, in my days, most of the question papers were set by other teachers. But nowadays, everything is internal. We teach and we test. Finished. There is no issue. Understand? So that is very important. Are you bored? So this also, you need to, I mean, if you are teaching, you should have this near your study table. Take 1 hour to design a question paper. One question on one topic. And give as an assignment. I'm not saying that for end semester, but I'm talking of mid-sem. For assignment, you can introduce such questions for your internal examination. In this year, I will ask one such question. In next year, I will ask 2 questions like that. Slowly and gradually, you ask such type of question because of washback effect. Because we prepare our exams as per the question. Objective, yellow objective. Subjective, yellow subjective. Students are ready. I think somehow teachers need to prepare themselves. Okay. So we introduced open book examination in a limited manner, but it is there. I'm so happy about that. Get me? So that was the contention. So I said that sweat your students, not yourself. I mean, this is a pet dialogue from teachers, not here, don't feel bad. But generally I have seen, I'm very busy. Life is hell. sweating. Sometimes life is here, but not always, not all the year round. Okay, I will have questions also very soon. So I was talking of that IQ is gone. Now is the time of multiple intelligence. Multiple intelligence. Use this. How can you use this? In making pairs, in making groups. When you make groups, you should think of this. So you should have the concept in your mind according to which you behave in the class. I'm sure I'm seeing some of my students smiling because they understood what is the basis of my making the group. I follow this more randomly. But I know who is good at writing, who is good at speaking, who is good at managing things. Not at all good in academics, but very good in managing things. My research scholars are also smiling because they understand why do I behave in a certain manner? Because of this. I consider each student smart. I always say that I will not call you bachas, because if I call you bachas, that means I am discouraging you. All of you are mature, grown-ups. And I don't think that you should be called bachas. And all of you are intelligent. Everybody is intelligent. Everybody is. Nobody has a low IQ. Everybody has that. Now think of it. People often complain that, अच्छा इस चीज के समझ में नहीं आ रही है, ये बातें तो बहुत समझ में आती. I'm sorry, sir. People always complain of their friends and foes that you are not able to understand this, but you understand this. So everybody understands. So in your class, when you make pairs, when you make groups, you should follow this. शाकिरा, ठीक है? वादा? फ्रेंड्स को कभी साथ में मत रखिए. Because birds of the same feather flock together. अलग कीजिए, उनके फायदे के. It is in their interest. At times, some students come, sir, मैम फला के साथ. नहीं, अब मेरे पास आके बात करने का मतलब है कि थोड़ा हिम्मत भी किया होगा. But I refuse. No. Why? Because it benefits you. मैं देख रहा हूँ 5 दिन से कि 2 शालिनी जो है एक साथ बैठी हुई है लगातार. मुझे I am getting disturbed. Yeah, I'm saying it. So when in the group also, I saw that both of them are sitting together. Am I right? So they should be split. I mean it. It is in their interest. I'm sorry for that. Okay. So this is something very, very interesting. There is picture is smart, music is smart, body is smart, people is smart, word is smart, logic is smart, nature is smart, self is smart, self is smart, self is smart. That interests me. Self-respond. Okay. So you can browse it. It is available on Google. You can Google it and you'll get it. Critical thinking. That is very important. Especially Zainab ma'am. I'm talking to you also, but I'm referring to her because she shares this aspect with me. This helps you in reading practices. Local comprehension is good. Whatever is there in the text, you can answer that. But this comes when you think of global comprehension. Global comprehension. Do you understand global comprehension? You give a paragraph and you ask some questions based on the text. That is called local comprehension. But then after that, you ask a couple of questions as a part of global comprehension. Inferences from that passage. Inferential questions. That is called global comprehension. You understand? So, what is there in this picture? Sadia? In this picture. It is a circle. You know that.
So there's a white dot in the middle.
White dot. This is a question on critical thinking. आप देख क्या रहे हैं? It all refers to that. What exactly are you able to see? I mean, in that there is a small dot also. So generally we talk of whatever is prominent, but we ignore the minor aspects. The minor aspects. But this is very important for any discussion. For any discussion. Be it group discussion. It's very good for group discussion. People tell you how to behave in the group discussion. First of all, you have to give positive feedback, positive statement, but but the sentence after but, how are you going to get that if you don't have critical thinking? So for everything, you have to give but. Anything and everything, even if you like that. Because you have to add some points. Sumaya? Okay? All right? So that is very important. It's very important. There are courses on this, online courses. You can do that. Open-ended questions, case studies, dialogues and debates. It's everywhere. I mean, you can apply it anywhere. But don't say it to your partner. Partners don't like but. What is the meaning of partner? He's from America, so I'm asking him.
Depends on the context. I would not
Okay,
forget
any-
that single thing.
Yeah, single mother. Yeah, I was shocked to see this in a textbook in Oman and in the first week. So that disturbed me. So you understand what I'm trying to say, that when you're teaching, anything you're teaching, don't simply describe or explain that. Raise questions, critical questions. Any topic you have 3 or 4 questions. You can use it as a part of brainstorming also. As a part of brainstorming, you can use that. You understand brainstorming? When do you do that? In the very beginning. In the very beginning. In the very beginning, where you go to the class and you can ask some question based on critical thinking. 1 question, 2 questions, just to generate debate and discussion. And then after that, you say that, okay, let us talk something. Okay. Sessional is good, but it's horrible so far as the tests are concerned. At AMU, we have 70 marks for ENDSEM and 20 marks for sessional. How much? 90. And all of them are pen and paper. They are pen and paper. 10 marks is for assignment. Generally, teachers convert that also as a part of assignment. So that also is pen and paper. That also is pen and paper. Actually, this is what I call spoiling the generation. It's very good. It's very convenient for teachers and for students also. And we say, you know, how do we talk of this? Arey koi assignment de do. Aisi bol. This is how we behave. Sometime we should have a video of our chambers. Arey koi assignment de do. Baat khatam kar. So non-serious. I told you there is an impact of washback effect, because of which your assessment should be strengthened. In my time, we used to have 1 exam towards the end of the year. 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, till BA. BA में तो BA हमारा 2 साल का था. In BA, we had exams after 2 years. 1 exam. 1 exam after 2 years. And then there is session late session. And then Mrs. Gandhi was assassinated. So the whole country was disturbed. So the whole 1 year was finished. So 3 years, after 3 years, we had exams. That was a system in my days. But who started formative assessment and summative assessment? Who started this? Not the teachers, unfortunately. It is the government who started. It should be done by the teachers, but they don't do. Why they should do? So what I'm saying, that every time corrective measures are taken by the government, unfortunately, especially in Indian subcontinent, while it should be taken by teachers themselves. We started internship when 2019 in the beginning. I didn't know that NEP 2020 is going to come. We started project for MA English. We started internship. We started external outreach activity. We started seminar. We started all these issues without taking any instruction from any government agency. And then in 2 years, NEP 2020 came. So our department was very happy because everything was there. This is innovative, and because of which we're so happy. Now 1 year MA from 26, 27. We have it. It's ready. Because we are ahead of time. Thanks to all the teachers who came forward to design the syllabi, and that's why otherwise you can think of it. There was a time when we had shifted from annual system to semester system. And earlier, the title of material production was syllabus designing and material production. Okay. तो उस पेज को चेयरमैन ने ऐसे करके पढ़ा, हॉरिजेंटली पढ़ा, ये सिलेबस डिजाइन ये हो. That should not be the practice. It should be done accordingly. And life changes when you shift from annual system to semester system. So if you are ahead of time in your personal life also, as a teacher, individually, then it is going to facilitate you in times to come. That's what is my contention. So be ready for that also. Often we have problems because we were not ready. So government agencies bring changes. Unfortunately, that is very unfortunate. Have you heard of ABC? Academic Bank of Credits. Have you heard of that, all of you? It's not implemented yet at AMU. Very unfortunate. I remember 2016 or 17, there was this issue was there in academic council, and a principal, generally they think that arts faculty is the worst, so we should not do anything in the arts faculty. So they said that we will try it in the engineering college. And till then, they are trying, and nothing has come. Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. You can verify in the minutes of academic council of 2016 or 17. Understand? Am I serious? A lot? But these are very important aspects. You are going to join somewhere. You need to be very effective teacher and prepare individually, at least individually. Not on the basis of institution or college or school or university, but individually you can do something. You should be out of box. If you are a part of the crowd, nobody is going to recognize you. Nobody is going to recognize you. And when you are out of box, people will pass comments on you. No issues. कभी गुस्सा आए तो समात मार दो, कोई बात नहीं. But this is there. Alternative assessment is not one pen and paper test. And these are the examples of alternative assessment. I am reminded of beyond classroom activity. Beyond classroom activity. Sidra is here. I'm so happy that she completed her internship from outside AMU agency. She completed it, she submitted the certificate, but she enjoyed it like anything. After completing the semester, she went further for internship. And she joined 2 internships at a time. She is getting 50,000 rupees per month. Good. You understand? So what I'm saying, that if you don't introduce beyond classroom activity, then you cannot depend on the class, because semester system, beyond classroom learning. So project is also a part of alternative assessment. Internship is also a part. Anything that you do, not pen and paper, not theoretical. So when Corona started, if you remember, Zainab and all of you, that I gave a list of tests that you can conduct during Corona. They were amazed, because students were, before Corona came, they used to write 1 or 2 or 3 assignments for each teacher. I said, no, don't do this. And we made a list of activities that they can do without pen and paper. So even if you recite a poem, you can send it, we can give you 5 marks. We can award you out of 5 marks. Anything that you can do. Because all of you are smart. All of the students are smart. Somebody is smart in writing. Somebody is smart in speaking. Somebody is smart in making interview. Anything you can do. And you should accept that as a beyond classroom activity. Beyond pen and paper activities. And in a central university, you are free for that. You are free for that. I, as a chairman, I refused for sessional. I wrote a letter to the controller that I'm not going for sessional. We will conduct alternative assessment assignments, 30 marks. State. I refused for sessional. There was no sessional in my time. You understand? Because that benefits students. So think of that, how to benefit students. Don't think of benefiting yourself. It will take some time. Slowly and gradually you settle with them. I said, slowly and gradually you start this. So these are the types of alternative assessment. portfolios. She was talking of portfolio. Yilva was talking of portfolio. Portfolio means what? Anybody could help me? Not Zainab? Hmm.
In context of CV, we are talking about portfolio, right?
You tell me.
Okay. In that sense, portfolios are basically all the work that we have done with the collection of that data, and there are links and records of all the things that we have written.
So, for example, I am your teacher. You come for my class. You keep a file and arrange it sequentially, so that after we finish the semester, you can see how much you have improved in a period of time. That is called portfolio. So what I say, I always say this thing to my students, that take a dustbin and in that put all the papers. Later on, you can arrange them. Yeah, I mean, just for making fun, but that is the meaning of putting everything somewhere. Will you believe that I have some lecture notes of my time in 1985 and 287? I have it. So you should think of that. Ilva also talked of journals. Journals. What is that? It's not that academic journal. Taking notes somewhere. You went and met some teacher. Sir, I want to talk to you about a topic. Now, generally, you don't come with a pen and paper, and if you come with a bag too, you are not writing anything. It's better you write. And that is called journal writing. And that is very important. That's very important. If you write journals, whatever statement was given, it's a type of note taking, journal writing. Okay. So, anecdotal records, student project presentation, group work, oral reports, student interviews. These are all alternative assessment, not pen and paper. Okay. So you know that. You should always do some activity in pairs and groups. What I used to do, that I used to right from very beginning, I never gave one handout to each student. I always divided by 2. So if there are 30 students, I will photocopy only 15 copies and put between 2. Okay. So that is how the pair work going on. Okay. So stop giving one assignment, one handout to each one of the students. No. In my time, we used to spend money on that. Yeah. So if you are going to every class with handout, so you are going to spend a lot of money. Now this has come up now. Earlier it was not there, projector. Okay. So how to encourage pair work and group work is very important. We have this topic in software and tools in your testing class. softwares and tools. Third from below. So you need to be aware of digital, use of digital in the class. This is there in research methodology also, search engine. And now it is going to be introduced in BA 8th semester, research methodology. 8th semester. Because we are going to introduce research at BA level. So we need to think of all these. Flipped classroom. What is flipped classroom, Asra? Flipped classroom.
Work out of traditional classroom.
Sorry, say it again.
The classroom basically it's a reverse order of traditional classroom.
What does it mean?
Where first we provide handout or materials to the student before the class. When your student have the knowledge of the topic, then we discuss it in the class through different kind of activities, so that student have the chance to also.
So knowledge is given in the form of handout in advance. Okay, thank you. Blended learning, somebody? Yeah.
So blended learning is a mix of both the modes, online and offline, and it is in the hands of the teacher and according to the learner's needs and the group, the teacher decides that what part has to be in the offline mode and what should be in the online. And likewise, the assessment is also done in that.
In that way. Digital storytelling, where is Maria? I'm asking them because they have published some articles in a very good journals. Yes, Maria. It's
in digital storytelling, it's basically where the current storytelling traditions, they are mixed with the digital means. So the learners, they can publish their stories with the help of digital tools, and it can be given in the form of a project in classrooms where students, they can work in groups or individual activity where they can create stories with the help of digital elements. So in today's times, it has become a very good marketing tool also, where people and agencies, they are promoting their businesses or they are highlighting their ventures and new initiatives through digital stories. So this can be a very good activity which we can teach the students in today's times.
Shalini, any comments? Digital storytelling.
So it can be stories available online also. It can be stories available on YouTube or Instagram. We have a lot of short stories available on YouTube where anybody could have access to listening to a story. So that could be included in classrooms as well. And it can be a very effective mode of students learning those stories as well.
Anybody else who would respond?
That provide us with the
online platforms that provide us with stories. Not only that we can read, but also we can write our own, we can publish short stories and put out our creativity there.
This is a buzzword nowadays. Anybody else?
Digital storytelling has evolved throughout the time since its inception, and reminded of a very popular episode that used to feature Shatapya Kunal singing of biographies. That of, for example, the one episode that we had with Ravish Kumar, through telling you the story through various memes, interceptions, musical interceptions, and then again going back to interview. So this is also a form of interviewing and storytelling, mixing digital tools and tech techniques for the storytelling.
Can you tell me any Have you heard of Teen Tal? Teen Tal? No? ठीक है, ठीक है। रजिस्ट्रार साहब आ रहे हैं बाबा, कहाँ पे? यहीं पे ले आए, यहीं पे ले आए। Okay, so there are some places which talks of digital storytelling. For example, Teen Tal, they talk of lots of things. We'll talk of that later on. At, at school level, there is hardly any training for teachers. At school level, there are hardly any teacher training at school level. That is something which we need to think of. But at college level, there are some training courses. What else is there? What happened? Okay, Registrar Saab is coming. He is our chief guest for today. So I'll wind it up. But what I'm saying is that you should aspire to become an effective teacher in times to come. Okay. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much. And as I said, that actually all of you are teachers, especially being in English department, because we give tuitions, we teach students, children in the house, we teach children in the families. So all of us are actually teachers. So you should be more effective in your teaching. Thank you very much for your attention.